Welcome to Weld.com. We do a little MIG gun machine repair. We noticed that when we were welding with it, the liner was dragging a little bit. I'm not sure what happened, if somebody kinked it when they rolled it up, or it doesn't look like anybody dropped anything on there, but it just didn't feel right. It's had quite a bit of gasless flux core wire run through it, and I think it's a change. Also, I noticed, I think there was a couple times we got porosity in our welds, and we've got a dry O-ring on here that's cut. So we're going to take these bad O-rings off of here. And actually it's smart to leave that one on and roll this one over the top of it. I'm not a smart guy today. I'll get them off of there. I'm going to go ahead and change them both out. They just they feel dry rotted to me, and this front one's cut pretty bad. Both these O-rings go on either side of the gas inlet in the power block, and that's what forces the gas to go into your power block back here, go through your gun, out your diffuser, inside the nozzle, and that's how you get gas to around your wire for your MIG welding. So a couple of tools that I need here, one of them being a small Allen wrench. I will need to loosen the set screw here. I'm just going to pull it back a little bit, leave it in there. It's very small. I need to lay this out on the floor straight so that when I put my new liner in there, I can gauge the cut length on it, and hopefully I'll cut it at the right angle. If not, I've got a very fine file here that I can get on the end of it. Last thing I want is a little burr in there that's catching the wire. You put a brand new liner in and you think, wow, this is going to work good. Pull the trigger and you feel this thing kind of vibrating in your hand. You probably have a burr that you cut on here and the wire's dragging on it. So let me stretch this out on the floor and we'll go to work. We have all these brass alloys here, and we have all these machine grooves in here. This is where your set screw goes, O-ring. This lines up with your gas inside your machine where the gas service comes in. You slide this up in the power block and it shoulders against that right there. So you have your set screw that holds everything in place. And this one shoulders up. This will go right in line with where the gas service comes in. So you'll finely crafted, engineered internal MIG guns. There's a very small O-ring on here that would keep your gas from going back out this end. So as you replace a liner, if that's a good moist O-ring, you might want to think about keeping that too. I'm going to go ahead and pull this out on the floor. I'm going to save this liner too. I've taken liners before that have been in service for a long time, or I should say a while, not a long time. And I've soaked them, taken them down to the auto shop and soaked them and blew them out with an air hose and saved them, reused them. If I have any critical welding to do, then I'll put a new liner in and keep that. I want to make real sure that I'm not kinking this up, getting it in a bind anywhere. So I'm going to thread this out on the floor and keep it nice and straight. We are way longer than we're supposed to be here, so. I've got my gun laid out straight. Okay, without pulling on anything and the gun laid out nice and straight and everything in a relaxed state here, I'm going to make sure this is set up in here snug, and then I'm going to go ahead and set this. No need to over tighten, just seat it. I'm gonna switch ends so I can cut this off. This particular gun, the liner comes out in here, and as this contact tip sets down inside this particular gun, then I need to be out this much further. Okay, so we can cut this off. Apparently I had that out just a little bit too far. So I need to cut off another 1/4 inch or so. Okay. Now on this particular gun, and I know we got into this on some videos when we were doing the gasless flux core. This particular gun is, the contact tip is compressed by the nozzle. And I remember when we were doing these videos, some of the comments were, well, if you're running gasless flux core, why are you running a nozzle? And we were doing it with this particular gun. And that's why, because when this shoulder's on here, it threads in and seats that contact tip into this liner. So that does it for a liner repair on this particular gun. Tweco number 4s, number 2s, the number 1s, you size the right liner, get the right connector for the power block in and everything. Make sure you stretch your gun out nice and straight and relaxed. I've taken them and shaken them around a little bit. Just make sure they're laid out straight. And put your diffuser up there and make sure that you're cutting it just slightly longer than what your diffuser, where it seats up inside the diffuser. Cut it off, make sure you take the burr off and seat everything back up. You're good to go. I believe I promised you 2 new O-rings on this particular gun. I'm going to set this on the floor so it stays nice and relaxed. I'm just going to roll these babies on. It's good to pinch that and make a little teepee out of it, and I can get my finger on it again. There's one. It's good to inspect these every now and then. This old rubber just sends a dry rot sometimes, and you'll find out when you get into a critical weld and all of a sudden you have porosity and you don't know why. First thing you're going to do is check your gas pressure and your gas flow, and you still have porosity. You need to look right here. It may be your culprit. Anyway, that's it for our quick repair, and I hope that helps. If you have problems with a piece of equipment, you have a question on something, make sure you get a hold of us. Thanks for watching Weld.com. I'm Bob Moffett with Cali College. Make sure you subscribe to the videos. Thank you.